everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing our Trackmania Royal tutorial series. I'll be doing a drive-through of the new map for today, showing you guys how I drive it and explaining if there's any tips or strategies that might be able to help you guys learn the new map. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this series is helping you out and you're enjoying it. Be sure to like and subscribe if it is, and let me know in the comments if there's any older Royal maps you would like me to take a look at and showcase. But for now, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we are on today's new Royal map. It is called Big Air by Blurious. Now, Blurious is a fairly common Royal mapper. We haven't seen a Blurious map for a little while. Generally, I like his maps, and I think this one's fairly solid. There's a couple of things I would change. I honestly think the blue is harder than red. I don't know if everyone... It just feels harder. There's the speed check here a bit later that feels far more difficult than anything that is actually on red. So, other than that though, I think it's a really solid map. Has a very Royal Blades feel with kind of precision jumping. So I quite enjoy that. Yeah, not much more to say. It looks decent. It's all tower aesthetic, looks pretty good. But yeah, let's go on and get into it. Alright, so we'll start with the white section. Now for white, we just kind of want to zigzag around these poles, grab the boost, and there's different ways to finish on white. If we take the ring finish, it's a bit slower. Otherwise, for this first jump, we can steer to the right or the left, aim between these poles, and take the slightly shorter finishes. Okay, so green, all we want to do is the same again, zigzag between these poles, jump right or left. When you're on this jump, angle back to the center as you have to go between these poles, and then angle to the right or left again for the finish. Alright, so onto the blue section now, which I do think is a little harder than red personally. So for the start, just jump straight over these water bounces. We got to go kind of high on this wall ride here, because we do want to hold a fair bit of speed out of this. You don't need to hold brake. I'm just going to showcase that. I find it just slightly more consistent. I've been able to clear that water with lower speed from just holding brake through the entire water bounce than from just driving it normally. But I have found, I think, around 416 plus speed, so this should get us over, will get us a good bounce over that. Anything below that is a bit, you can clip and not make it. But I think that speed check's more difficult than what's on the red section here. But let's go to red now. So for red, his first jump's fairly precise. I actually might not make this. No, I did. We go over this turnover, and you just want to kind of zigzag through here, and then the finish is just here. You just bounce to the finish. See, I don't think red's too complicated. That first jump is fairly precise, but I still think that speed check on blue is a little bit harder. So that's probably the one thing that I would say is a bit off with this map. Other than that, I think it's really good. It's quite a short map, which is perfectly fine. So for the black section, this first jump is a little bit of precision driving here. You want to avoid, hug the wall and avoid all of those rocks. Now for this turnover, it's quite difficult. We want to come down smoothly and make sure we're steering right as well as we come down to avoid sliding, because if we slide, this jump we won't make. And I might just quickly zip around to black again and show you guys that, because it's very easy to lose speed on that turnover there. Alright, so here we are again on the black section, so just gotta make it to this turnover, so this jump's fairly precise. Now for this turnover, for example, if you sort of come down here too aggressive, and I lost a lot of speed on that slide, because I just wanted to come down off it really quickly, you don't make it very far at all. There's also a way to keep a lot of speed on the black section here, but it makes the jump really difficult because you have to line yourself up really quickly. So if you take this sort of line, you can keep a lot of speed, and if you have decent enough reaction times, you can line yourself up quick enough. But I would recommend just coming down off it early, but just remember to just be tapping right, so you're just not going to catch a slide. And honestly, that comes very much down to feel. The more you practice those sorts of wall ride, turnover things, the more you'll feel on if your car's sliding or not. But just practice with it. Generally, just tapping right something like this, as you can see up there in the inputs, will probably be enough to control your slide. So just sort of tap right in intervals. Nothing too crazy. And then line yourself up for the jump. Alright, but now we'll do a second playthrough of the map. Again, it's a pretty short map, so not that much to it, but it is just a fair bit of precision jumping. So let's go on the white section now. Again, we want to jump to the left here to grab that shorter finish. Now we're on to green. So again, we jump right. This jump, we kind of angle ourselves back to the center a little bit, and then we angle back to the right or the left to avoid all the poles. Alright, so with the blue section again. Oh, kind of forgot where I was going, but we're okay. Doesn't really matter, you just have to get around those pillars. For this wall ride, again, I like to go fairly high. Allows you to build up plenty of speed to make this little speed check here. And boom. Okay, so onto the red section again. We have this, honestly, I would say this is the only real difficult part of red, is this speed, this first precision jump. Also, make sure when you're up here, you angle yourself a little left or right to go around that first, but it's all full speed here. You don't want to run out of reactor because you won't make it. You can do it with a little lift, but it's just easier just to, if you don't lift, you'll definitely make it. Alright, and the black section again. Again, we have this little bit of precision driving here. Once we're through that, we're generally okay. You just have to really make sure we're keeping speed for this jump. And then line it up and drive to the finish. And absolutely perfect. Yeah, I do quite like the map again. Even with that. I don't even know. It just feels like at this stage blue's a little bit harder. It probably isn't. That's just my general feeling. Other than that, yeah, really nice map. I generally like Blurious maps. I think he's done decently well here. And again, it does have that Royal Blades kind of feel, but I think it's done a bit better. Just because on Royal Blades, the green section had those water bounces that felt very RNG. It felt like you did the same thing, but sometimes you would just sink in the water. Whereas this, there is, I don't know if there is an element of RNG, but it felt like the same speed at low speeds, like below 416, could either get you over or could you could clip on this. So as long as you have over 416 though, I've never failed it. So just focus on getting high on this wall, and then straight lining it down as much as possible to build up as much speed as you can, and you'll make the finish. But yeah, that is Big Air by Blurious. I think that will be all for the video, so thank you guys for watching.